Hello everyone, welcome back to TCF Sport, or the TCF Sport Podcast. My name is Ben, as ever, joined by my brother Stephen. How you doing? You okay?
I'm good. Hello, Ben. Hello, everyone.
My podcast introduction, I actually heard it that time. Hello everyone.
And it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him.
That just reminds me of Pointless.
That was the two Ronnies though. Goodbye from me. And then he goes across to the other one. It's like, and it's goodbye from him.
Fair enough. Yeah. Have you seen their sketch where they answer the next question on Mastermind?
Oh my god,
that is one of the best.
I know.
One of the best. Yeah. Unreal.
Yeah. So this time you're gonna answer the question, or give the answer to the previous question or something.
Yeah, to the next question.
Oh yeah.
How you come up
Genius.
with stuff like that?
Yeah,
different gear. How you been anyway though? Good?
Yes, all good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad at all. You've been keeping up much to date with pre-season activities of all different sorts of clubs?
Not really, no. Little bits and pieces. I saw the last 10 minutes of Everton Bournemouth the other week. And then, who's the Sky Sports commentator? Peter Drury?
Yeah.
He was like, in about 80 minutes time or so, we've got Man United against West Ham. It's like...
It was like 2:30 in the morning UK time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They're out in the US in the Premier League
exactly.
Summer
So it was coming up. It must have been coming up to gone midnight, 1 o'clock then. And I couldn't help but think of Mr. Gilbert from The Inbetweeners. It's like, you can go, but I won't be there. So,
yeah. How much importance do you place on pre-season, just for your own team?
Pre-season's just about fitness and trying new systems out, getting new players to gel with the team. And most importantly, not getting injured.
The only reason why I asked you that question about how important, or do you class pre-season, because being Arsenal fans, can take to Arsenal already, played Tottenham the other day, and yeah, of course you always want to beat Tottenham, but just seeing various bits and pieces on social media and Arsenal fans saying that they're worried about the upcoming season or placing a lot of importance on that game, it's like, yeah, obviously you want to perform well in pre-season. I remember a couple of years ago, before the pre-season for the 2022-23 season, when we signed Gabriel Jesus and we were ripping teams to shreds. And
we're unbeaten this pre-season. What, the American video? I know.
Yeah, and then that sort of transferred into the start of the season up until, well, for most of the season.
It brought good feeling, didn't it?
Yeah.
But pre-season doesn't mean anything. I remember Louis van Gaal had a fantastic pre-season with Man United, and it's like, yeah, they're not great though.
No.
Didn't Ten Hag have a good pre-season of Man United, and then they lost to Brighton at home on the opening day?
I think it might have even been last season as well that they had a fairly decent pre-season, because they beat us in pre-season 2-0, and then it didn't transpire into the actual football,
exactly.
So.
Pre-season, that's what I mean. A good pre-season is about fitness, learning new tactics,
or blooding players
and
in
getting
as well.
players in, and getting young players through and building up. But yeah, I don't put too much importance on pre-season. No. But the good thing about losing to Spurs the other day is we should never see Rare outside the box again, should we?
What do you mean? It's going to be a constant theme.
Well, I don't get with that. Like, it's like you run that risk every single time. But what I couldn't understand is he's got a player to his left and a player to his right to play the ball to. Why play it to Lewis Skelly, who's got 2 Spurs players close to him already, and then he's running into another 3?
Yeah, I know. And
then he's going down like he's injured. You lost the ball.
Well, I think a lot of Arsenal fans said that it was a foul. It might have been a foul. I've not seen it that closely. No. Fair enough. But it's that, because just the awareness of where you are on the pitch, where your teammates are on the pitch. If you're going to play the ball in there, like, it's likely that you might...
He had a player to his left and to his right who had no Spurs players around him.
Yeah.
Had they lost the ball, he'd have been able to recover. I just don't get it. So I'm just like, you'll get out your system now. But we've had the conversation before. What is being told in the coaching pitch? Does that sound right in my head?
Training pitch.
Training pitch. Yeah, there you go. What the coaches are telling him on the training pitch. Thank you. It's been a long day. It's been a long year. It's been a long pre-season. It's down to him to take responsibility to do it or not, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, and does he want to keep conceding goals or not? Because his job is to keep him out.
Yeah, I know. And
very keen, isn't it? That's his job.
Yeah, well, if he gives the ball to somebody that's not under pressure, then he's all right being that far out of his own goal. But if you give the ball away,
I mean, do we really need the extra man that much? The sweeper keeper, is he really giving that much to it?
Yeah.
Well, you don't know about tactics, Steve.
With the amount
No,
of
you're right, I
times,
don't.
that's what some of the Arsenal fans said. That I think when I put that clip out on TikTok the other day, because we recorded it last season, because Raya got caught against Crystal Palace, Raya got caught West Ham. We didn't concede a goal, but it was when Lewis Skelly got sent off. Part of the reasoning why Lewis Skelly got sent off was because Raya was that far out of his own goal that whoever won the ball, the West Ham player, could have had a shot straight away if they wanted to, hence denying a clear goal scoring opportunity. It's just that awareness of when to do it, when not to do it. But
Oh, is that why Saliba got sent off at Bournemouth?
Different reasons. yeah. Have you seen much of the transfer news? Because I guess that's what's going to form the vast majority of this episode, being a few weeks out before the season starts, because there have been quite a few developments since we last recorded. So you've been keeping up to date with much of that, if not keeping up to date with pre-season things?
No.
Have you seen the Isak news though? Because I guess that's been everywhere.
What, that he wants to leave?
Or trying to force through a move. Training out in Real
I know he was Real Sociedad training, wasn't he? He's got 3 years left on his contract, hasn't he?
It kind of reminds me in that sense of then Kane, when Kane was at Tottenham, that if you've got more than a couple of years, especially, you're kind of at the behest of the club. Like, if you want to say, I don't want to play for them, they'll play for you, the club can just have you sit in the reserves for a year then if they don't want to accept a fee.
Did they sign him in the January or the summer?
I can't remember. I imagine it was
Because
summer.
last season his first full season or second then?
Second. Yeah. They must have signed a 5-year contract a couple of summers ago.
Okay. Or if they signed him in the January, like season and a half.
Yeah.
But he has been injury prone, hasn't he? Like he's, trying to get 5 games in a row, it can be a bit difficult.
But especially for his first season in English football, because I know that he kept getting rotated with Callum Wilson as well.
Yeah.
And Callum Wilson was still in a decent little bit of form.
Mm.
But, I mean, do you think he'll end up at Liverpool? And second point, that's a more interesting question. Do you agree with players trying to force a move through the way that he has, the way that Wisser is trying to at Brentford, the way that Gyokeres did at Sporting? Or do you class it as unprofessional?
So to answer your first question, do I think he'll end up at Liverpool? I don't know anymore. Because 20 years ago, when I was a kid, I could tell what was going to happen. Probably because I lived and breathed it. But now, I don't understand the world anymore.
There's so many different people talking as well about it.
And social media, I guess, as well, a little bit. Do I agree with players trying to force through a move? No. But then it goes back to that old adage of, if they really don't want to play for you, send them on their way then. Yeah. No player's bigger than the club.
Well, because they'll make the dressing room toxic as well, and in that side of things.
We've said it here before, but we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know how it's being managed. Are they being mature about it and all that sort of thing? But if he says, if I'm still going to give my best for the club, then yeah, all right, keep playing. But do I really want to see him at Liverpool?
No. The answer to that question for everyone in the league should just be no.
Other than Liverpool fans,
yeah.
Although it will make the Golden Boot interesting between him and Haaland, won't it?
Yeah, well, Salah won it last year, didn't he? Because Haaland, after a good first third of the season, the City struggled and Haaland was concluded in that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if he goes to Liverpool, I don't see how they don't win the league. And personally, for him, how he doesn't win the Golden Boot.
I don't get, because they've signed that. Is it German or the guy from Germany?
Florian Wirtz.
Ekitike, who Newcastle are looking at. And that's a strange one, because Newcastle are looking at him, obviously thinking he'd be Isak's replacement.
Well, it could be Isak's replacement or to bring him in alongside Isak. That's the thing that is a little bit up in the air, and I'm not sure, because now even when they're linked with Sesko, the Leipzig, also out in Germany, Leipzig striker, people aren't sure if that's an Isak replacement or if they're bringing him in to complement Isak at the same time. It depends on.
Well, Man United want him as well, so
Yeah, but Newcastle had a £70-odd million bid rejected because Leipzig said it didn't meet their valuation, which I think a lot of Arsenal fans, again, to bring back to Arsenal, we were interested in him straight away. We were interested in him, but we decided to go with Gyokeres, obviously, because the fee that Leipzig wanted, was too much. That's what Arsenal fans were saying. Yeah. I mean, if they get him, though, it's just over. It is strange timing, though. You mentioned about Liverpool signing Ekitike, in the sense of for Isak to come out and do it and say that he doesn't want to be there when Liverpool have signed a forward for £70 million, Arsenal have signed a forward for £65 million, Chelsea have signed 2 forwards for a combined £90 million or £80 million. The lap was 30. João Pedro is between 40 and 60. I can't remember the exact amount. So three teams that potentially could have afforded him, especially Liverpool and Chelsea. And yeah, that might still be the case, but they've already brought in reinforcements.
I wonder if Real Madrid are looking at him.
Or PSG. To me, if he wants to stay in Europe, because he had a massive offer from Saudi on 600 grand a week.
Did he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been to Spain before as well, hasn't he? So came from Spain. So who knows?
Yeah, although Real Madrid don't tend to, or recently they've waited for players to run down their contracts rather than splash big money.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if he does go to Liverpool, I know you say that's the league over, but Real Madrid had a team of Galacticos and it didn't work for them, so it could upset that balance. You just never know, do you?
Yeah, and they've also
who knows?
You see, they lost Luis Diaz as well to Bayern Munich, which
I did, yeah. He was an entertaining player, wasn't he? Yeah. But he was also rotated a lot, wasn't he, and subbed off a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool fans, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but that's how it seemed to me outside looking in.
Well, him and Gakpo,
especially when it's an IFPL team at the time. He's not starting again for it.
His best patch of form was the start of the season just gone, so when they won the league. The start of the first 10-15 games, he was flying. Like, that's why people put him in the FPL team. I think it drove his price up by a good £1 million, hence further evidence of how good he was playing. But then it seemed to be that he started to rotate with Cody Gakpo. But there were links with City last year. I think links with other clubs as well, but he's decided that now's the time to move on, and Liverpool let him go. Got good money for him as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Is what it is. What do you make of Newcastle signing Elanga and Ramsdale as well, coming on loan?
I thought Elanga was a good signing. Have they lost a keeper, Newcastle? Because I don't quite understand Ramsdale.
They haven't lost a keeper. No, they've got quite a few keepers.
Is there not rumours that Pope's going?
Potentially, yeah, but I mean,
do you know where?
I'm not sure, because he's still there and he's been playing throughout all the pre-season games.
Yeah.
Because he had a right clanger against Celtic. I don't know if you saw that, but
no, I know they've lost all their pre-season games as well.
A drew against Tottenham.
Did you see Joe Linton pushing the 15-year-old?
Max
the Arsenal lad? Like, what's wrong? Are you thick? Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
15
at a push. Yeah, I just, when you see that, it's like, all right, I know it's pre-season, but like, what goes through your head? What did you think? What? Oh, because he's 15, the rest are going to let you do it. Like
in the penalty box as well. Like,
yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Honestly, I was just like, okay, I think Elanga's a good signing. I feel a bit sorry for Forest because you'd like them to keep their players together, their squad together, and see what they do this season. But so be it. Ramsdale, I don't quite get it. He obviously just wants to go somewhere where he can't get relegated this season. Because I saw that he was potentially going to Sunderland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought, Sunderland.
Yeah.
Stripes again, because it's Sheffield United, Southampton, Bournemouth.
Yeah, although now he's playing in black and white stripes, technically. Just no red. But unless he's going there under the provision...
And red and black with Bournemouth. Yeah. Oh!
Worry, Newcastle fans. Worry. You should be.
Get him outlets.
Unless he's going there with under the provision that he's definitely going to be number one, but that means that Pope...
But on loan.
Yeah, unless he goes there on loan, Southampton come up again, and then he goes back to Southampton.
Southampton aren't coming up again.
I wouldn't be so sure on that. Fresh manager with fresh ideas, kept most of the squad together.
Except Kyle Walker-Peters.
Yeah,
I told you to go to a Premier League club.
Again, West Ham. Worry.
No, what I don't get of that, though, he's a right-back, isn't he, Walker-Peters? So what's happening to Wan-Bissaka?
Well, I imagine Wan-Bissaka will be first choice, and then Kyle Walker-Peters will be second choice, unless because they also play 5 at the back sometimes, one of them will play right wing back and one of them will play right centre half.
Speaking of West Ham and pre-season, did you see Areola's mistake? I can't remember who I was playing.
Wasn't it?
Must be another.
It wasn't against United, or was it against one of the other teams, Bournemouth? I think they've already played. I think it was Bournemouth. Because they beat them, didn't they? 2-1. They won 2-1. They came. Wherever they played, Everton. They won 2-1. They beat Everton 2-1. But they've all been playing each other. Those 4 teams are out in a summer series, but I didn't see the mistake.
In America.
I know that I've read.
Did you see the mistake? Sorry,
I haven't seen the mistake, but I read the report.
Honestly, drop him, get him out. Unbelievable. Like,
hey, we said it all last season. But
Man United have looked at him and gone, yeah, I think he could do a job. We'll swap him with Onana.
We're in the market for a keeper, so...
Well, Sky Sports News are really hyping him up because I watch that from time to time now. Just for a laugh, because it's comedy, really, Sky Sports News. And, talking about the Sesko thing, talking about Donnarumma to Man United as well. And it's like, why would he go there? Like, it's just won the Champions League with Paris Saint-Germain. All right, they lost in the Club World Cup to the underdogs.
Yeah.
But why? I don't get it.
They're bringing in a keeper, PSG, but how good Donnarumma was in the Champions League, surely he stays as number one.
Is he not still mid-20s?
He's 26 because he came through so young at Milan. He was a 16-year-old.
He hasn't even peaked as a goalkeeper yet.
No, and goalkeepers can go on for pushing to their 40s if they want to.
Yeah, look at Scott Carson.
Well, he's been replaced by James Trafford, as you messaged me, which we'll come to.
He's just an upgraded Scott Carson because he'll probably sit on the bench.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll collect water bottles, though.
Hey, unless they signed in with a provision that he's going to be number one and to replace Ederson, I don't know.
Well, because there's been all those rumours about Ederson as well, hasn't there? And Ortega's apparently might be going to Burnley. I saw. He's obviously, they're talking about him going out, but
Ederson has been rumoured to been leaving over the last couple of seasons. It's like Bernardo Silva. They always get linked away, but then they stay for one more year. Although I don't think City fans were that enamoured with Ederson last season, but he's won a lot at the club and helps the style of play that they have.
His passing's very good, but it's night and day between him and Alisson, isn't it? There was a period of time where it's like, who would you pick? And was like, oh, probably Alisson's the best shot stopper, but night and day between them.
Yeah, well, it's because that's the debate for Brazil, because they're both Brazilians, but
Alisson's always number one, and you can see why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, best keeper in the league, really, isn't he? So yeah.
Except for JP, Jordan Pickford, Dad's favourite player.
That's the thumbnail.
Is that the thumbnail?
Talking of Pickford, come to one of his former clubs, because one team that are having a fairly decent window, Sunderland. Have you seen the players that they've signed? I mean, I don't imagine you'll know all of them, but Adingra and Xhaka, you should recognise. Xhaka, definitely.
Xhaka, I know. Adingra.
The Brighton winger, who they brought in, Brighton bought, must have been not last season, the season before, who looked bright. He didn't get the most amount of minutes, don't get me wrong, but every time he played, Ivorian.
I vaguely remember him, yeah. Where did he go last season then?
He was at Brighton, and they played him sometimes especially towards the start of the season, but because he's competing with Matoma, especially out on the left, and I think they got Yakuba Minter on the right-hand side.
Oh, that'd be a good one then, because he's Premier League experience, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't De Zerbi use him a bit as well?
Yeah, because he came in when De Zerbi was there, who I think is, bearing in mind he still must be early 20s or early to mid-20s, and obviously Xhaka, the Premier League experience that he has.
Have you seen the Sunderland fan stuff of Xhaka? Like for their fan TV or whatever it is?
I haven't, no.
He's like, he doesn't know where he is because they're asking him these questions. He's like, oh, what did they say to him? Like, oh, Sunderland is known for, and he's like, being a good club. I'm looking forward to playing with all my teammates. Maybe you should have done a bit of, like, giving him a bit of background before just, like, springing this on him.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting, though, because he must be on a fair old whack going there, leaving Bayer Leverkusen, who are a Champions League club as well. I mean, he must have had, 2 weeks of Ten Hag and thought, nah, I'm off, lads.
Maybe.
But if Sunderland go down, I don't imagine I'll be able to keep him next year, or he wants to play in the Championship.
No, they'll have clauses, won't they?
Yeah.
Like, if you get relegated. So, but at least it makes it a bit more interesting. Premier League experience.
Yeah.
I think that's key.
And they've spent over 100 million on the other players they've brought in. We won't know the most amount about them besides the lad they brought in from Club Brugge, who I saw a couple of times in the Champions League last year, because they made it to the round of 16, which was a bit of a surprise, especially when they knocked out Atalanta, which was a really good performance. But it's that point of they come up by the playoffs, so they got a bit of influx of money that way. Football's richest game. They're having a go, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and from reading what you've said, where they finished with their other clubs in Europe, hopefully they're bringing in a bit of quality to pick up those around them as well.
Yeah.
All you need is 17 points now to stay in the league, don't you? So come on, 17 draws, lose the rest of them. Happy days.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Tottenham. João Palhinha is on his way from Bayern Munich on loan, which I personally think is a very, very good bit of business. The one that I wanted to ask you about, you already mentioned him, Morgan Gibbs-White. I know it's fallen through, but did you think it was a bit of a surprise that they were going after him for £60 million in the first place? I mean, did you think he's of a player that they should be targeting? He's a good player, is what I'm asking.
He's a decent Premier League player, isn't he? But does he kick them on? It's that question I keep asking. Does he kick them on?
I always thought when he first came through at Wolves, I never thought he got enough game time at Wolves because I think he came through their academy. He was a really good player every time he stepped on the pitch. Now he's done good things at Forest, but £60 million feels quite steep. I know it's modern market and everything.
$50 million. Who do you think you got, Chelsea Clinton? Yeah, I mean, he's one of those for me. I think he's a little bit overhyped. Personally, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's a bit overhyped. So I think it's that almost added English tax as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And again, like I say, how does he really kick them on that much? Like, if we go, they had a good season last season, Forest, but season before almost relegated. Maddison relegated. Johnson. I mean, he's got Johnson from Forest as well. Like, why doesn't Daniel Levy just go and buy Forest instead then?
There's only a couple of players, but yeah,
I know. Not as bad as not as bad as Chelsea, Todd Bowley or Brighton, really, is it?
250 to 300 million pounds. Yeah.
But maybe Nuno. Oh, he can't rehire Nuno, can he?
Yeah, I mean, now that Maddison's injured, because there was that debate as well that if they're bringing Gibbs White in, probably start ahead of Maddison. But I guess with Maddison being injured, they'll need somebody to come in and be that creative force. But to me, the more important positions that they needed was, well, number one priority was a holding midfielder. So the bit of the business with Palhinha, because of how good he was at Fulham, he hasn't had. Well, the reason why he's left Bayern is because it hasn't really worked out for him over there. He hasn't played the most amount of games. I think he'll do well at Tottenham.
And like, it would have been funny. You could have seen that beforehand, couldn't you? Going, no disrespect, but from Fulham to Bayern Munich. Like, you don't really, like you say, he was really good at Fulham, but is it? Do you think it's like a big step up going to one of those teams, especially if it was like a marquee signing, wasn't he? Supposed to be.
Well, I think they spent a decent amount of money on him, but it was that thing. It was probably also the change in style of play that he went from experiencing at Fulham, because they could be a little bit more defensive. He was always known for how he got around the pitch and being the player with most amount of tackles every season. Read the game pretty well because of that, and was always getting stuck in.
Well, slot right in with Thomas Frank's style of play, wasn't he?
Well, working hard, being defensively solid,
breaking up the play and getting the team on the counter attack.
Whereas with Bayern, because they would often play Joshua Kimmich, for example, at holding midfield, you had to be very, very good on the ball, which I'm not saying is not, but by comparison, there's just levels to that. So I think it's a very good signing for Tottenham, because he'll be able to break up the play, as you said, win the ball back, and then give it to the likes of Bentancur or Kulusevski or somebody that will then be able to create.
Give it to Johnson. I saw that clip, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, and good signing for Spurs, like you say. Loan with an obligation to buy.
Yeah. You see Son's leaving as well.
I was going to say that to you, yeah.
Son's
I don't know where he's going to.
LAFC out in Los Angeles.
America?
MLS.
Ah, well, happy retirement.
Well, he's 33 years old. He doesn't want to be... Spent 10 years playing at the top level in England. He wants to move that way.
Yeah, I mean, at one point he was flirting with the lines of being unplayable, wasn't he?
What with? Yeah, quality.
Yeah. He was. It was the season when he came off the bench and scored the hat trick, wasn't it? It was his first season of sort of showing signs of form dipping.
Yeah, because he won the Golden Boots in 2021-22.
Was that the one where he shared with Aubameyang and...
No, it was just Salah. I think, that he shared with. Aubameyang shared it with Mane and potentially Salah as well.
Okay.
That was the season before.
Right, okay.
But yeah, he scored 22, 23 goals in that year. I can't remember the couple of seasons afterwards, but last season was his worst season, I think, by his standards. But it was that, what you mentioned about him being unplayable. There was a spell where if you put him through on goal, you knew what was going to happen, right foot or left foot, which is why, again, speaking as an Arsenal fan, when he got put through on goal against Ortega at the end of the 23-24 season, I thought, here we go, lads. This is it. And he missed! Unplayable, as you say, as a spell. So, and he obviously wants to end his career at Tottenham having won a trophy. So, definitely goes down as a club legend.
Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, that's club legend. Do you think so? Spurs fans, right in. Club legend?
Oh, he's their 4th or 5th all-time top scorer, 4th or 5th all-time top appearance maker.
The fact that he's...
Yeah, the fact he's...
First is first, second is nowhere.
You're talking 450-odd appearances.
Bear in mind, as Arsenal fans, we never celebrated 4th for many a season, saying how it was poor. Oh, 4th or 5th scorer.
If you're
Fourth
looking,
appearance.
okay, so Dennis Bergkamp, who has scored 97 Premier League goals, probably doesn't come.
Won 2 doubles, a league
64th.
unbeaten,
But
another
this is-
FA Cup, scored arguably one of the greatest Premier League goals
Yeah.
ever away at Newcastle.
And Tottenham won the Europa League. That's why Son is a legend, because there's just levels to it, isn't there? There's just different standards. First trophy in 17 years. He would go down as a club legend. If I was a Tottenham fan, he'd go down as a club legend.
Fair enough.
If I'm not a Tottenham fan.
Tottenham fans right in. Is he a club legend?
100%. Absolutely 100%. The fact that the players above him in those categories, besides Kane for goals scored, all...
See, now Kane is a club legend.
How so? I know he is, but how so by comparison to Son?
How so? Because he won games single-handedly. Son needed Kane. Kane didn't need Son.
You just literally called Son unplayable.
At times, yeah. I'm talking at times, but Kane was the one that would get the ball and stick it in from 30 yards.
Yeah, and Son's goal against Burnley, for example, where he ran the full length of the pitch that won him a Pushkash award.
Please, that one. Oh, it was Messi. No, it was Burnley. They
That's got to stay in.
I didn't swear, so I held myself. They split apart like the Red Sea.
Yeah, but I'm talking about goals like that. Goals that he scored against us where he'd pick up the ball on the left-hand side, cut in and bend it top bins.
Yeah, but
Kane didn't set
he'd
him
also
up.
dive around like a bloody fairy all the time.
Stick on the argument of you saying that Son needed Kane. That's evidence that Son didn't always need Kane. Don't get me wrong, their relationship was very, very good, and the fact that Kane could play a ball through when Son would run in behind, again, that's why they combined for so many goals. But he's still mustard in his own right.
Yeah, I'm just saying Kane's more of a club legend than Son.
Yeah, I didn't dispute that, but I'm saying that Son is a club legend as well.
Fair enough. That's
Yeah.
from an Arsenal fan's perspective.
Yeah, and we'll find out from Tottenham fans as well when I put it out. Now we can come to Arsenal, because the question I want to ask you...
Again?
Yeah, again, but a longer section. Are you happy with Arsenal's business?
Ask me at the end of the season next season. Sorry, at the end of the season.
Yeah.
End of the season next season?
This season.
This season, yeah.
It was interesting because some of the clips that I was looking at doing, you said that we needed to sign a striker over the summer, naturally. You made the point a few times. Now we have signed that striker. I would have thought that potentially you might have just gone, yeah, it's good in that sense, but...
I'm not overly convinced by him. I'm not going to lie. I'm not... He's got to come in and he's got to hit the ground running. I think they've gone for a cheaper option. He's been in the English League before, Swansea and Cardiff. Coventry, sorry, yeah. Not Swansea and Cardiff. that'd be quite controversial.
A combination, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they've gone for a cheaper option. With him, I think there's a lot of hype around him. I don't see too much of the European games. I did see a clip showing his last 20 goal involvements.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of penalties. And it was a bit like... But again, I can't say because I don't know too much, but and what was it, £60 million?
64 with potentially another 10 with add-ons. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not being funny nowadays. 50-60 million pounds buys you average players, doesn't it?
Bro, if you're looking, the cream of the crop we sent forward is Isak, and Isak will be 150 odd. Is already what Newcastle want. So yeah.
So I would have not signed Madueke. I would have not signed Gobbledygook. And I would have offered 110 million and Jesus.
That's to say if that would have made a difference, but yeah, I don't think you're alone in that. I think a lot of Arsenal fans are a little bit unsure and uncertain about him, but the proof will be in the pudding, I guess. What we really need, I'm not fussed if he gets involved in things outside the box. It's those moments when you need a killer and to be clinical in front of goal when games are tight, especially big games, that you need him there to finish things off.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Again, though, give the lad a chance. He's come to play for Arsenal, so see how he gets on. It might take a few games to get involved. I mean, there used to be that thing where you bought players in January, didn't you, to give them half a season to get running. So who knows?
Did Perez come in January? Or did he come in the summer? Do you know? Can you remember? Because it took him a little while from things that I was reading about what Wenger had said before about him.
I think he was a summer signing.
Fair enough.
Reyes, I know, came in January.
Yeah, of course. But his first game, wasn't it, against Chelsea in the FA Cup? He bagged 2 goals.
Yeah, hit one in from about 20-25 yards, and then got another one in. Because I've probably told you the story on the podcast, didn't I, about what Tony Adams did to Perez. It's when I did one of my coaching courses.
Yeah.
The guy leading it used to be an Arsenal coach, and I was talking about mentality and psychology aspects of the game. And Pires had not long signed, and he was having a right stinker or something. So allegedly, Adams has pinned him up against the wall, ripped the badge off the shirt, and said, "You don't deserve to wear that," and like threw it away. And they was talking about the psychology aspects about, what we're supposed to do, just go get him a new shirt then. That'll make him feel better and blah, blah. This is what I was told. So, I don't know, take it,
pinch of salt or whatever else.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
interesting.
but-
It certainly is interesting.
But yeah, so... But then after that, he kicked on, so...
Sometimes it's needed.
Sometimes you need to be bullied.
That's the end of that clip. So go back to Gyokeres. Do you think... Well, how much pressure do you think there is now on Arteta, now that the club have gone big for a striker? Is it time to win trophies this season? And big trophies, Premier League and Champions League, one of the two at that? Because it certainly feels like Arsenal fans there'll be more scrutiny on him this year because we've gone big this window.
Well, we didn't challenge at all last season in the league. He needs to go back to challenging in the league. And he needs to win something. He also needs to get past the third round of the FA Cup.
I don't think we've done that since not third round, but I don't think we've gone past, it might even be the fourth round since we won it back in 2020.
Yeah, since we started wearing a white kit.
Besides the first year after that, because when we were holders, we lost at Southampton when the blue third kit that was during COVID. But
dress like Spurs, play like Spurs.
Hey, they won a trophy now.
Yeah, but it took them 17 years.
Yeah, I know. And now
I don't want another 14 years of bloody not winning the FA Cup because we're dressing like Spurs.
Yeah, fair enough. And your point, you wanted to bring up a point about Madueke because some of the clips that I put out, we were quite uncertain about whether it was right for the club to have bought him.
Yeah, well, I said about not wanting any more Chelsea rejects, but also, if someone's going to come and play for the shirt, then you need to support them. I probably should have added that on the time, but wasn't really thinking about it. And then when I reviewed your clip, I was like, yeah, but he's come to play for the club. Although that being said, did he see his social media when he left? I think he's gutted about leaving Chelsea.
Oh, why? Because he put out a lot about...
Well, he said it was like thanking Maresca and it was polite.
Yeah.
But to me, reading it was quite a long paragraph and like how he enjoyed his time there and etc. and blah 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 blah. But there was nothing that ended it like going. Well, I could be wrong, but I'm sure there was nothing like ended it like, now I'm going to try and do my best for Arsenal. So
unless he's put out anything I haven't seen.
I'd like to say unless he's put out a separate one, but I don't follow them, so Arsenal fans that follow it will probably tell me, "Oh, you're wrong. You don't know where you are." Inside joke. Yeah. But yeah, anyone that comes and wears the shirt and actually tries and plays for the club, then they need to be supported.
Yeah, well, regardless, anyone that comes to play for Arsenal, as soon as he steps on the white line, you support him, isn't it? So as much as you might be frustrated, it's not his fault that we've gone out to buy him, is it? He's more than welcome to go where he wants if a bid comes in. But yeah. To
be honest, he probably called up David Luiz and Petr Cech. Well, Petr Cech's still at Chelsea, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
So he probably had a word with him, and Petr went, "To be honest, Nonny, it's a good place to go and retire."
Well, that seems to be that we take all of their rejects, innit, or players. They
David
get a better deal out
David
of it.
Luiz wasn't that bad, was he? But yeah, some of them have been. What was Raheem Sterling like? What was that about? What's that phrase? Because we was talking about all the things that you put out on your brilliant clip.
Yeah.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Yeah.
Don't smile because it happened. Cry because it's over. Or something. They reversed that one. That was
stoppable
good.
On his day.
Stoppable on his day.
There are a lot. Yeah. Oh, funny. Yeah. Do you think we need anything more in the summer?
Yeah, another striker probably.
What's replaced Gyokeres?
Yeah. Well, he's Swedish, isn't he?
Yeah.
So does Sweden play with two strikers?
Well, him and Isak, yeah.
Yeah.
Get him in. Come on, that's why we signed him. 4D chess. It's a great club. It's a great club, Alex. Yeah.
And they play in red as well.
Yeah. Well, it feels like a left winger, especially, or
isn't Madueke not a left winger?
Well, he's a right winger predominantly, but whether he's going to be covered for Saka or whether he's actually going to play him out left, because in pre-season, not that I've watched many games, but the comments have been that Martinelli, especially, doesn't look. Well, it just need an upgrade on Martinelli, is what people are saying.
It's not kicked on, has he, since a couple of seasons ago?
No, the first season that we.
Yeah, he's been a bit patchy, and then not kicked on. Do you need someone? Because I read that Trossard was going to Fenerbahce, but
he's in contract negotiations with Arsenal, but I'm not sure if he wants to sign for another season or two.
okay.
Or he's just going to play.
It'd be a
for
shame
the
if he
season.
went.
Right, he's a good player. It's just that point of, I said it previously, a bit of pace. Like Martinelli has pace, yeah, but besides him,
We need to combine them somehow.
yeah, because Trossard is very technical and
A better finisher.
one of those things. Well, the club is still interested in Eze. It looks like the last signing could be Eze, but we've got a bid from
Well,
first and foremost.
he gave an interesting interview, didn't he? Arteta, not Eze, saying, "Is your business done?" And it was sort of like, "Oh, we're happy, but we could be happier." I think, because in a nutshell, because I was saying he never gives much away, but from that I'd read that they're still looking into someone. A fellow at work who's an Arsenal fan is annoyed with Arsenal about the Eze thing, because apparently they offered 60 million. And his release clause is 68, and it's like, just pay the 68.
It was supposedly his release clause expired on the 1st of August, which means we now have to could pay over that. Palace are now entitled to want more than that because he's a very, very big
Maybe
player.
if we offer them 60 million and say we'll take I was going to say and take Nketiah back, they might take that. Yeah, 60 million and £1. And had they bought Suarez for over 50 million, they'd have won the league that season.
I know.
Because that was the year that Leicester won the league. But never mind.
No, it was a little bit before that. So it was the same window that we signed Ozil, because Suarez was out of Barcelona at that point. So the 2013-14 season, I think.
No, he went the season after to Barcelona, didn't he?
He went 2013. Sorry, but he went the season after to Barcelona, but we bid for him for that in that summer in the 2013-14 season when we signed Ozil, because from my understanding is we had the option to go for Suarez, we had the option to go for Ozil. Whether we could have gone for both, but Ozil we got for 42.5 million.
Yeah.
Suarez we bid 40 million and £1.
50 million and £1.
I thought it was 40, but
No,
either
50.
way, it was one over. And if you just
But they are classy. That was a classy thing to do.
Yeah, if you just gone all out for him,
They'd have won the league that season.
Yeah. One of those things, isn't it?
Okay.
Talking of classy, you said you had another rant.
Yeah,
that you wanted
about
to,
this fantastic football club that we support and follow and what have you. So, Arsenal played AC Milan pre-season, and you could order it and watch it online for $6.99. Now, if you're a member, you should be getting it for free because you're paying for a membership and you're not even guaranteed to get a ticket for a game. Then, the North London derby, you could pay a whole £5 and go and view it on the big screen at the Emirates. And it's what I mean about the virtue signalling. I talked about the white shirt earlier, and they say, they look after their community and stuff like that. Maybe they do. But on the summer holidays, there's probably hundreds or thousands of kids that don't have too much to do, or parents can't afford too much for them. Go into your schools in your local community, give out the tickets for that, have a day out. Do you £5 to go and watch it on the screen? Are you mad? What is wrong with you?
Pre-season
Is it really going to make that much difference? Are you struggling for money that bad? Like, disgraceful. But what they did do is the Gyokeres sign is like, buy the shirt, but save £16 and don't pay for his name, but we'll put it on there for you. Grow up. That's what I want.
Fair enough. Get that on the back with number 14.
But yeah, exactly. But I'm sure it's all clubs. I noticed it because I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't look on the Man United, the West Ham, the Bournemouth websites. Maybe they're doing the same thing. Maybe they're not.
I know Newcastle are, because they lost 4-0 against Celtic, and all the comments on social media were, this is why you don't charge for pre-season friendlies, because I know it's only a pre-season game, but you don't want to see your team get battered.
It's different, obviously, paying for a ticket to go and watch them live.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not saying that should be free, but again, that should be at a highly discounted rate because it's a pre-season friendly. But yeah, like, I bet the club that aren't doing it are Brentford.
Probably not. Yeah,
they're pretty good in the community, aren't they? There's another one as well, but I can't remember who.
Well, it's just interesting how some clubs have that closer bond with fans.
Well, they don't. I mean, you can tell by the tifo, as we discussed that debacle previously. They think they do. They think they know how the fans think and what they feel and all that sort of thing. But they don't have a Scooby. They're absolutely clueless.
So out of touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like what you said. We look after the community, but you don't really seem to then look after the members of your own club or the supporters of your own club. Likewise, Ashburton Army, who, when they first came onto the scene, that's the year that we first challenged for the league. I know we fell away quite a bit at the end. They contributed so much to the atmosphere at the Emirates because they had their own section in the clock end every single week. Now, with the new ticketing policy that came in for the following season, they all get broken up. They're not there every week. It's like
they're seen as trouble. What the board want is they want 60,000 bums on seats, and they'd rather it be 60,000 people who are on holiday who have come to visit London because they can charge them more for that one-off ticket. Yeah. That's what they want because it's just a business. Yeah, and this is what all those hardcore fans are like, oh, you don't go home and away and blah 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 and this, that and the other, who sometimes struggle, not bankrupt themselves but get themselves in financial trouble for it. They don't care about you. That's what I keep saying.
I know.
It's like the Sky, 215 games. Okay. And I say, the way to make change is to defund it. But you don't defund it by not paying for it at all. So if you and all your family, say you have Sky at your house, I have Sky at my house, Mum and Dad have Sky at theirs, you and I stop paying for it and we go and watch it at one place as a family. That's what you need to do. You don't miss out then.
Watch but they
get... Yeah, I will do this season. New presenters.
Yeah.
I'll still be skipping the analysis. Especially seeing as it's going to be 90 minutes analysis, 5 minutes football.
Yeah, if that's the old BBC chairman as his way or whoever it was. But
yeah.
Anyway, let's continue with the transfer talks. I've only got one more club that I want to discuss and then a few other questions and bits and pieces around some transfer business. But Manchester United quickly. Rashford's gone to Barcelona. Garnacho has... he's obviously leaving the club, but supposedly Chelsea want him as well as Xavi Simons. I don't know how the hell they're able to afford what they want to do in the window.
What's going to happen to Mudryk then?
Oh, he's gone.
Is he?
Yeah, I don't know where, but yeah, he's.
I know where.
He's gone. I know you know where. That's what I was getting at. But they've already signed a winger. Xavi Simons can play out wide, but can also play centrally, and then Garnacho as well. Like, how do you want him alongside the other players that you've already signed? That just makes Maresca's job harder, but who knows?
Oh well. So he gets paid the big bucks for.
Yeah, and also United look like they want to sell Højlund for £30 million, which is £42 million less than they bought him for 2 years ago, which I think
is what they should have paid for him 2 years ago.
Yeah, but they got scammed by Atalanta, effectively. If they're going to bring in another striker...
Sorry.
What?
The Wolf of Wall Street. Who can consistently make you money.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Yeah, like Sporting Vistana through Gyokeres.
I mean,
was it Lille with Pepe, or was it?
Yeah, Lille with Pepe, £72 million. He showed moments, Pepe. He showed moments.
And the offside goal in the cup final. Do you remember that? Was that against Chelsea? He banged it top corner.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
In the FA Cup final that we won.
Yeah.
I can't remember for some reason, but he played well in that cup run.
Oh yeah. No, I'll YouTube it afterwards for you, because someone was just offside in the build-up and he hit it from outside the box. Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, so last little bit on transfer business that I wanted to ask you. So in the course of the discussion, the top six especially have spent a lot of money. So cumulatively, amongst all Premier League clubs, more than £1.7 billion has now been spent since the window first opened, the first window at the start of June. The so-called top six have spunked or spent. Yeah. Well, we'll find out this season, I guess, won't we? Have spent more than £1 billion in that total.
£1 billion.
Quite literally. So, with that in mind, do you think that the so-called top six have ruined the competitiveness of this season's Premier League already? Because the reason why I asked that, while Liverpool ran away with the league last year, so that wasn't the most exciting at the top of the league, the fact that you had Fulham, Bournemouth, Forest competing for European spots for the vast majority of the season. Forest did make it into Europe. Newcastle and Palace won the 2 domestic cup competitions. It feels like we're going to go back to seeing traditional seasons.
Well, no, because it's not traditional for Spurs to win things. You've got them in there. They need to spend that money to try and, break into the top half of the table again. Does it ruin the competitiveness? No, because I think the competitiveness is from 6th down anyway. Because that's always more interesting, isn't it? Like, you look at title challenges, it's only been between 2 clubs the last 3 or 4 seasons anyway. So, And last season it was over in December.
Before then, wasn't it? As soon as Liverpool got about a 5-point gap, that was it. It was done.
Exactly. So, no, I don't think it ruins it, the competitiveness, because it's always between the same sort of clubs. Chelsea are trying to get back up there because they haven't been up there challenging for a while. But it's always been the last, 5-6 seasons, it's always been City, Liverpool. Other than the two sort of seasons when it was City, Arsenal, or City, Chelsea. It's been a long time since it was Man United, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, wasn't it? So
well over a decade now, because United last won it in 2013. It'd just be interesting, because I think you're not going to see as much as what we saw last year, just because of the amount of money that
I think you will do. I think you still will do from 6th down. What will be interesting this season is, like you say, with Sunderland, if they can sort of break out, because we'll discuss it on the predictions podcast. But yeah, there's a couple of clubs who will be in danger this season, I think. Hopefully we won't have another season of the three promoted get relegated straight away.
Well, I think this season, because of what you mentioned about a couple of clubs being in danger, if the 3 clubs that have come up go straight back down, but now this season feels like the best opportunity over the last 3 seasons for a club to survive. If it doesn't happen, it just shows you that the gap between the Premier League and Championship has got so big that Brentford can lose the likes of Mbeumo and potentially Wissa and survive, or Bournemouth can lose their whole back 4 or 5 and survive, which they might still do, don't get me wrong, but it's just, with Sunderland spending as much as they have, Leeds spent as much as they have, Burnley spent as much as they have, one of them's got to stay up, surely. Otherwise, you're never going to see him stay up again, sides that have come up. We will discuss that on the predictions podcast as opposed to...
when we record that, I can't wait.
Who knows? the week of the league beginning.
Will we be wearing the same clothes?
No, I'm going to change my top.
What a fantastic Sunday evening we're having here. I can't wait till next Sunday when we record.
Right, so to finish off...
You right there?
Yeah, it's just funny.
Tickled you, that one?
Yeah. To finish off, talking points away from transfer business, Luke Shaw's comments, which you sent me. You okay there?
Yeah, I had Sky Sports News on and I was watching it and I was just like... Huh?
So, take it away.
You've been drinking?
He said that Amarim's doing a good job in the sense of there are no longer any stragglers in the United squad.
Yeah.
So that their target has to be to win the league.
Yeah, something about... Did you write it down verbatim what I text you, or...
Pretty...
Because he said something about there's no more stragglers in the United squad, and I think something along the lines of they all know their jobs now or something. Maybe I could be adding that in, but that was the gist I got.
And the comment, sorry to interrupt, the comment that he said about the target has to be to win the league.
I was going to say that, and he actually did say, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know last season when we finished, but Man United's target every season should be to win the league." And it's like, okay, so why hasn't that been your target for the last 5 seasons then? There was that one season where someone on the podcast was like, "Are they in the shout? Like, are they in the conversation?" 7-0 Liverpool.
You get abused. I don't get abused. That's I know where I am. Who are you?
Yes. It's happened again. That man of the years is bullying me.
Takes all my podcast money as well.
What? There's money?
Yeah, I mean, because I saw what Mason Mount had said, done an interview with The Athletic as well, and he said that the target has to be to get back into Europe, which is more realistic, I think. I mean, they've signed 2 good players, Premier League proven players, in Cunha and Mbeumo, but they still need an out-and-out number 9, or a better number 9 than
that's the good thing with their signings, I think. I don't know if we're going to cover that on the next one, but at least they've signed players who have got Premier League experience and have been decent in the Premier League.
Yeah, we can cover it on the next one because this one's getting on for a little bit now when we do the predictions. But midfield to me still looks a little bit light, especially because Casemiro hasn't had legs for about 2 or 3 seasons. So.
Is it a bit Ronnie Coleman in the midfield? Lightweight, baby.
Yeah, unless they're going to play, he's going to play Fernandes deeper, but then it does become very, very lightweight because as much as he's good going forwards,
Fernandes deeper, fit in Mount until he gets injured.
So about 3 games in. Yeah.
What? 3 pre-season games or 3 league games? I mean, if they want to get back to Europe, why are they doing a pre-season in America? They could have just got on the ferry and done one in France, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Well, no, it would have been cheaper as well. So why are they in America? They can't take their staff to a European Cup final.
But they can spend, £80 million on Sesko potentially, and 133 million already on Mbuemo and Cunha.
And still signing to their arm. That's what I mean. Sky Sports News, the media know what they're doing. They're really winding the fans up. And I don't agree with that. Or do I? Because it's Man United.
It's what sells.
Yeah, maybe I do because it's Man United.
It's what sells. Always been that way. UEFA have reached a decision on Crystal Palace and the Europa League. Now, Palace have taken it to the Court of Arbitration for Sport.
Yep.
Which they've got a hearing set for 8th of August, I think. So in a few days' time. How, in the first place... I mean, yeah, what are your thoughts on the decision? Because to me, it just feels like a disgrace, to be honest.
It's a massive disgrace, especially when you consider the Champions League. You mentioned it, didn't you? That the City group have dealings with Girona.
Yeah.
It was in the Champions League. What do they call it now? The league table?
Yeah. But the reason
the Champions League,
right, is that it's just the Champions League, but in the league phase.
With Man City, it's one rule for one rule for everyone else.
But so the argument against that is that City, or the City group, there was a deadline that UEFA set every year of about March the 1st or March the 31st, that clubs that fall under the same ownership, they have to do something. City's result, what City did was divest their shares, so it altered the ownership slightly.
Yeah.
They complied with UEFA's rules, basically. But to me, Palace didn't know they were going to be in the competition because they still had 3 or 4 FA Cup rounds to play and to win. So why would they do that? Because you could say as well, Forest did exactly the same thing. That's why Marinakis did it, because he owns Olympiacos.
Yeah.
Forest knew that they were going to be playing in some form of European competition next year, and they did it before the deadline.
And they've been really shady because instead of trying to support another club, they've tried to go, oh, can we be the ones that replace Palace?
Only the Forest ownership, because all the Forest fans, or a lot of Forest fans, have said...
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not slating the fans. I know it's the ownership.
Yeah.
Because the fans wouldn't want it the other way around either.
No.
Dad said something quite funny. He was like, okay, then why drop them down? Put them up in the Champions League, Palace, then.
Yeah, well, because again, their logic would be, well, Lyon finished higher, therefore Lyon should have that space. That's why Palace
won something and got in the history books.
Like, why are you being punished for winning something?
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
It's disgraceful, an absolute disgrace.
And I'll be interested to see what the Court of Arbitration for Sport come out with, because to me that should just be clear cut. They should be allowed to play in the Europa League.
You're doing it based on admin, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you've missed an admin deadline, which really, on the whole scale of things, doesn't matter when you've had other clubs with shared ownership or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So,
and then if they do get dropped into the Conference League, the anarchist in me would be like, no, we're not playing.
Yeah. Well, then give it all in the Premier League, because if they can keep the vast majority of their squad together, which they already have done so far, Gay's still there, Mateta's still there, Eze's still there, might change before the end of the summer transfer window, but I reckon they're going to have a very good season.
Yeah, I thought it was going to have a good season last season, though, and they first 8 games.
It was longer than that, but...
No, it was first 8, wasn't it? Because then the 9th game was Spurs. And they
beat them. They won, but they were still... So first 15 games, I think they only won 2 or 3 come that point, and then they kicked on and did very well in the cup. But it's that thing of, if they can put it together for a whole season, the form that they've shown over the second half of the season, the last few years, it'll be very, very good.
Yeah, disgraceful. Hopefully common sense will prevail and Cass will let them play.
We'll see. Yeah, we
let the Eagles play.
Last but not least, again, something that happened at the back end of last season that we didn't actually cover, but it's a nice story. Santi Cazorla, did you see what he did for Real Oviedo?
He scored the free kick, didn't he, to bring him up or something?
So they were in the playoff for promotion to La Liga. He's their captain. I think he scored a free kick in the semi-final that got them through to the final 2-legged playoff, and then scored the winning goal in the final as well. But at 40-odd years of age, the fact that when he left Arsenal because of the injury that he had, he was told by doctors that he might never be able to play again. I think he was even told that he might never be able to walk properly again. What he's doing now, for a club that came back from financial abyss as well, mustard. Different class.
And they've signed him for next season as well, haven't they?
I know, one more season, one more year. He's not leaving. Not effing leaving to bring another Wolf of Wall Street referencing. Yeah.
It's me taking no from them or whatever it is. So I can't remember the speech now.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Do you think he's the best player of the Emirates era, in your opinion?
No, that would be Henry.
For what they achieved or how they performed at the Emirates era, in the Emirates era. Henry was only
Bergkamp played at the Emirates as well.
Once.
It's testimonial.
Yeah. Once.
Yeah, exactly. And he floats across the pitch.
All right.
You see what John Hartson said about him? Dennis Bergkamp was when it used to be BT Sport.
Yeah.
And it was like, if it snowed and Bergkamp trained, you wouldn't leave footprints in the snow.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Van Persie's story about him as well, of Van Persie and recovery in the hot tub. Bergkamp was just coming back from injury, was doing drills on the training pitch. Van Persie said that he'd get out when Bergkamp made a mistake. 40 minutes later, he was still sat in the hot tub because he didn't make a mistake in every single one that he did. Like,
Van Persie would get out when he made a mistake.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It just sums up how good the bloke was.
Yeah.
But you're genuinely saying Henry or Bergkamp?
Of the Emirates era. For me, it's the ones you've written down. It's probably between Fabregas and Sanchez, and I'd probably say Fabregas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cazorla just because of what he could do with both feet. Man was a magician.
He was quality.
It was a joy to watch him
He
play.
was also injured a lot as well, wasn't he?
I think more towards the end of his time there. Yeah, but that's the injury that he had is warranted because of the bacterial infection that he got as a result.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. It's not
Before-
like he had Weetabix shins like old Jack Wilshere.
Yeah, and Diaby had every injury under the sun.
Oh, he was done at Sunderland though when they dislocated and broke his ankle, and he only got a yellow card. The lad.
Yeah, but it's like Ben Thatcher elbow on
Pedro Mendes, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's an assault, surely, and he got booked. The
I know.
commentator was like, "Yeah, a bit of a nasty one, that one. Send the bloke off."
He needs oxygen. And
Yeah.
he's up looking. He's like, I told you I'd get you.
He's coming like
I
that.
know.
What is going on?
Didn't he stamp on Cristiano Ronaldo as well? A couple of seasons after.
Potentially, yeah.
Because I think at half time, Ronaldo took his shirt off before he went in. You could see like the line of 6 studs on his chest.
Yeah, it was just thugs, wasn't it? Absolute thugs. And to bring it back to your John Hartson comment about Bergkamp, slightly different. I also clip going around on social media, Andy Townsend on Thierry Henry, calling him a laxative for his performance because he just threw defences.
That's one way of saying it.
Yeah,
it's not quite the Chelsea fan of JFK's a better shortstopper than Kepa. Again, Dan was like, "Oh, I listened to that. I'm not sure." I went too soon.
Anyway, yeah, that's all from me on this episode. Unless you've got any more that you want to add, any more that you want to talk about?
No, just remember to like, subscribe, follow, share, and enjoy. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. I thought it was going to be perfect.
And it's gone now. It just went off.
Fair enough. Yeah, exactly what it said, as you can probably see from the last hour.
We hope.
Until we get back camera. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, slowly ticking up numbers as have been.
All your hard work. As I keep saying, whenever people go, "Oh, you're on that podcast," I was like, "Yeah, that's my brothers." I just turn up and talk.
Yeah, all I do is a clip
Nonsense.
every day. That's it.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's just keeps it constant.
Yeah. Although I will take a little bit of credit. I did say you need to put clips out. That'll get you your following.
Yeah, very true.
Check out the big brain on Brian.
And on that note, I think that's the first Family Guy reference all episode, isn't it?
Wow, it's been almost 2 hours. Not for you, he'll edit it down.
You can tell
And
by the screen now.
And we still need to record the pre-season predictions.
No, what do you mean? We're doing that in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll see you on that one.
You'll wait in 2 weeks. Bye.
Yeah.